Hi there, Professor. I hope you're doing well. This is my task for the second activity of the systems course, the one that is about recording an activity or a set of activities to teach people to teach Spanish speakers on a difficult English sound. My name is Julian Pantoja, and this is the activity that I designed. I decided to go for the phoneme. I know that it might sound a little bit as an uncommon choice, but according to what I've seen in many years, students generally tend to confuse this sound with the sound of S and in some cases the sound of F. So as this sound might be a little bit common for people speaking Spanish in Spain, well, some people in Latin America, as we don't have it here, we know it, but we don't really use it. It would be a very good idea to reinforce it and practice it so they can actually consolidate and instill how the proper pronunciation for it should be. So the context for this activity is based on a group in a binational language institution here in Bogota, Colombia. The courses are oriented towards adults who might range from 18 to 60 years old, and groups generally have like a number between 12 and 15 students. Okay, mixed students, mixed ages, but all of them go there to those courses for a very concrete reason, that is learning English. This concrete class that I designed is directed to an A2 level course, a course in which they are learning about basic information or basic contents like dates, gerunds, infinitives, and so on. So they may benefit from this activity a lot. In the case of their background knowledge, the institution sees the IPA as a very important tool. And so students are instructed on the use of the IPA from an A1 level. So they know the symbols, they have some, let's say, autonomous activities for them to practice the sounds and maybe for them to do some class preparation that can consolidate this. Okay. The class, the class that I designed, in this case, the class that I designed for this activity takes 6 different steps and a little exit ticket as a means of assessing their process. It's scaffolded in a way in which students can actually see not the sound, just the sound, but some activities, as it involves a little bit of vocabulary and it also involves like the sounds in a mix that may be very beneficial for them to understand well, okay? We can conclude that in this case, the activities and the class work on both vocabulary and pronunciation in an inductive way, as like the activities are going to lead them little by little through the right sounds. Okay. I'm going to start with the class. I'm going to shorten like the waiting time so you can see that it can actually be carried out in a nice way, in a very lean way, transition way. I hope you understand the idea working with the TH sound, and here it goes. Okay. Oh, by the way, I am forgetting about the objective of the class, that is the one of getting familiar with dates and how they are properly pronounced. And in the case of the expected outcome is the one of having students by the end of the lesson use the phoneme at the end of words. This sound, that is the concrete sound that might be connected to dates. I hope the link is evident and it's clear for people to see. So, people, I hope that you're having a good day today. And our class is going to start with a very simple question. What is something we celebrate in May? Well, I'm asking you about celebrations in May, not in December, not in November, for a concrete reason. I want you to see this picture, people, and I want you to tell me what you infer from this picture. Do you think they are maybe sister and brother? Maybe, I don't know, wife and husband, girlfriend and boyfriend? Maybe. Hey, but what is in the background? We see like a little bit of a calendar there, right? Yeah, and it's May, the one we were discussing some seconds ago. Pay attention to the dates. We have 1, 2, 3 dates. Pay attention to the dates, pay attention to the numbers. And guys, keep these keep these numbers, keep these dates in mind for the next activity. It's been a long time without us working on some listening, right? So this is the time. We're going to listen to the two people we saw in the picture some seconds ago. I want you to review the activity by checking these questions that will give you ideas about the context. Check the questions. Yes, you're right. They are not wife and husband. They are actually brother, sister, and they are talking about, yes, siblings. Very good. You use the right word. This is more about the context. Look, three questions. What do these questions have in common? Yeah, they are talking about dates. So if you remember the numbers that we checked in the previous picture, you're going to see why these questions are set up. So I want you to I want you to listen to the conversation, guys. I want you to have your notebook, your pen and pencil ready, so you take notes on the three answers for the questions. You don't need complete sentences. You only need the numbers, okay? So let's listen to the recording. Let's take the notes. If we have any question or any problem, microphones are open for you to interrupt or for you to make a question, okay? Let's listen to it then.
It's Mom's birthday on the 1st, remember? She's going to be 50.
Oh, that's right. What are you gonna get her?
I'm going to buy her something special, like a necklace. Then it's Mom and Dad's anniversary on the 10th.
Right. We usually give them something.
We? You mean I do. Let's
Activity shortened for the sake of the 10-minute thing that I have for the video, Professor. So, guys, I'm going to activate the breakout rooms here so you have the opportunity to work with one of your classmates and compare your answers, okay? So, join the group, compare the answers, and let's see if you have similarities or differences. Okay, guys, it's nice to see you again. Now, I'm not going to give you the answers. I want you to open your books and I want you to see. Well, you know what? Let's not check the books. Let's check the screen. I want you to check the numbers. I want you to see if you have the same answers the listening provided us with. Look, are they the same? Okay, some differences, maybe because of the sound, maybe because of the numbers, right? The dates are a little bit different. Now that we're talking about the dates, I want you to keep an eye on the same conversation, but I want you to concentrate on the highlighted words. Yes, we have the word first. Second word. Check the pronunciation very well, guys. That TH sound at the end is a little bit different. 10th. Try to locate your tongue between your teeth and try to blow it a little bit, 10th. It's a difficult sound, something we're going to cover today, but I want you to exaggerate it. Yeah, and the last one, 23rd. Hey, we have the same sound there. Third, third. No, it's not an S. It's not an F. It's more like a Spanish person saying hacer or zapato. Try to keep that in mind and try to exaggerate it a lot. Guys, check the questions in red color. What do these words in the red boxes have in common? Yes, we use them to talk about dates. Yes, and they are very different to the numbers that we use it. They have like a different spelling and everything. Guys, this is one of the beautiful topics for our session today. We're talking about ordinal numbers. Do you know what ordinal numbers are? Yes, we use them for dates, of course, and we use them for some structures, for some order. Guys, remember this strategy. The word ordinal is connected to the word order. So ordinal numbers are always making the emphasis on the structure. First, second, third, fourth, like in a competition. So ordinal, remember, order. We use these numbers in contexts like, yes, competitions, sure, sure. Steps, definitely. Sometimes we use them for steps. And of course, we use them for dates. Have a look at the dates and have a look at the dates per month. Let's say, January, March, December, December the 31st. What do the words in red have in common? Yes, first, second, third. Good, good observation. But what about the words in yellow color? Yes, the ending has something very, very special. The TH thing. Is it simple for you to pronounce it or is it a little bit hard? As I mentioned before, people, remember that this TH sound is a word that we should pronounce with our tongue between our teeth. Always trying to blow a little bit so it flows and it's not similar to S or to the F as in fantastic. So, people, let's try to work on this, but let's try to remember what the IPA is about. Yes, the International Phonetic Alphabet. I know that you use it a lot to prepare your classes. You have some of these sounds, but we're not going to concentrate on all of these sounds today. I want you to concentrate on number one, two, three, number four. This one. How do you pronounce it again? We mentioned it before. You know, you can do it well. Yes, sir. It's more like think, blowing, like the Spanish people saying Zaragoza. You know, that's it. It makes a very difficult and different sound to the ones that we have here in Colombia in our beautiful Spanish here. So let's try to see one little strategy that we can use in order to make this sound cool. Let's work on minimal pairs. I want you to work with one of your classmates, take a quick screenshot of this picture, the last set of words, and try to pronounce them. Let me model the first one for you. The first one, the very beautiful subject at school, math. Check the position of the tongue again, math, and compare it to math. Or compare the word both to both and the word boat, you know, in a lake. Try to use these words, work with a classmate, and try to exaggerate the final sound. Remember, is our objective today. Thank you for your examples. Thank you for your participation. I want you to have a quick look at the words that are in yellow again. The ones that we had in the previous activity, the ones that you have in the book. I want you to go join another classmate and I want you to prepare these sounds. I'm going to give you 5 minutes for you to work on these sounds, but I really want you to exaggerate the TH sound at the end. Remember, make the emphasis here so later on when you see a word with the TH at the end, you don't really pronounce it like the F in fantastic or like the S that we generally pronounce. Let's join a classmate. Let's have our classmate pronounce the word pretty well, okay? You're doing a good job. You're exaggerating. I see some difficulties, but look, as English and especially pronunciation is about repetitions, I want you to listen to the recording, a person reading the same numbers again, and I want you to listen to the sound, listen to the date, and pronounce it at home. Exaggerate as much as possible. Hey, but please mute your microphone so everybody is not interrupting everybody, okay? So, pronounce the numbers loud, okay? Nobody at home is going to bother you. I'm not evaluating you on the sounds, but let's try to exaggerate it so our mouth memorizes the sound. Again, exaggeration and practice will help you a lot with the sound. Let's start with the first one.
Fourth,
Fourth. Now, the next one. Once students work on this, I'm gonna have a little activity for them to practice. Besides the repetition, this is concentrated on the formation of the numbers, and of course, they're going to include the TH sound at the end, okay? So, people, it's time to practice a little bit. I want you to check these different sentences, and I want you to complete or to write the number in parentheses by using the ordinal numbers. Yes, ma'am. Ordinal connected to the orders, the one that we have been studying today. So let's have the model. Let's have the first one. Colombian independence is celebrated on July what, guys? Volunteer. Mhm. Very good. July the 20th. Was his exaggeration very good? Was it okay? Yes, it was not an S or an F sound. Pretty cool. So I want you to take 3 minutes to complete the sentences with the right numbers. And as you're completing them, exaggerate the sound for yourself. Now that your activity is over, people, I would like you to join a classmate and compare your answer with your classmate, okay? So please, as you're working on the answers with your friend, with your peer, read the sentences aloud. Have both microphones open and try to exaggerate the sound. You're gonna be my monitors, okay? You're gonna be my pronunciation police officers. You're gonna tell me if your friend is pronouncing the sound at the very end in a good way, in a so-so way, or in a not proper, nice, super way. So let's go, work, and compare the TH sound together. Okay, guys, now that we have the activity done, it's time to finish this thing by evaluating what we did. I want you to work with a different classmate, and I want you to use these questions to reflect on your process, to identify your strengths, and to identify the things that we need to be maybe working a little bit more on our own or maybe in our next class. Consolidation of the dates and consolidation of the TH sound, okay? Check the questions. You can read them on your own. 3 simple questions, questions to reflect, and some questions to pronounce, okay? So, people, we have some minutes. Let's practice them and let's reflect on them later on. This is pretty much the activity that I designed or the class that I designed. As you could notice, I tried to scaffold all the steps. So the presentation of the topic and the presentation of both vocabulary for ordinal numbers and the TH sound were not, like, let's say, very deductive, okay? It's something that I like to do in my classes, maybe making connections, including a little bit of their participation, and of course the exaggeration of a sound for them to consolidate it and to make it a little bit different. I hope the activity was okay, and I hope like it's scaffolded and I showed what you have been telling us in our last sessions. Thank you very much for your attention, Professor.